All right, so look, this is an ill conversation because he don't be answering no questions. So we gonna just listen to this and pay attention to the fact that my man Vivek, who has been kicked out of Doge, is I mean he got what he deserves. So let's check
of
it out.
color. When exactly was America great? What period was America great? And if America was great in that period, would you personally go back to it?
Would I go back to 2016 through 2020 in this country? I would.
So that's just basically glazing Donald Trump. Like straight up. Anytime you get an opportunity as a Republican right now to support Donald Trump or let Donald Trump know you're on his team and you're his team only, the rest of his team will applaud you. And I kind of respect that.
I think America was great then.
And why do you think America was
He don't
great?
care.
Was America great for most of our national history? I think we were, actually. I think America was
During
great.
slavery, during redlining, Jim Crow laws, civil rights movement.
So she just named a bunch of things, right? She named 4 things. Listen to his reply.
I think, was America perfect? No. Was America
No one said was it when no one asked that.
great? Yes, it was, actually. Actually, I do think it was.
And a very big extreme that you're jumping, because when exactly was America great? America is not great for the African American woman. America is not
I disagree.
great for.
I think there's.
Like what? Are we
Can I ask you one question?
What exactly
What's your
are
name?
I'm Felicia.
Felicia. What other country for an African American woman is better than the United States of America?
Well, I live.
See, that's beside the point. We're in America. She's asking questions about America. She brought up redlining. She brought up slavery. She brought up 2 other examples and asked, was it great then? He said, no, it wasn't great. It wasn't perfect, but it was great during all of these times. She's telling him, from my experience and my people's experience, it was not great. So your reality and her reality are clashing right now. We need some understanding.
live in the United States of America, so I only want to talk about the United States of America.
Right, exactly. So what country, when I talk about whether America is great, I'm not talking about whether America is perfect.
Well, that's why I'm confused, because when was America great for somebody like me? You just told me
I think America's been great. Yeah, so I think America
great. You just told me where somewhere else that America was great.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just told me basically that it wasn't great for me.
I think America is the greatest country on planet Earth for you.
How?
That's what I believe.
How?
That's what I believe. Because this is a country where you can achieve the maximum of your God-given potential by working hard.
I am an African-American woman still facing institutionalized systematic racism.
I don't believe that
yes, I am.
to be true right now.
I am.
Hold on. Sorry, y'all. But you can achieve things. You can achieve the maximum based on your effort, right? But it wasn't even 6 months ago where he was told that he wouldn't, no, it might have been longer, but that someone wouldn't vote for him because he's an Indian. That was just told to him to his face. But, so what do you think is happening to this woman here? And how come all of the examples that she's giving, you're not responding to? Let's get to that.
There are points in our history where that was true.
Yes,
I think
I
today you are free to achieve.
And I would like to talk about how people like to bring up affirmative action as well.
Well, let me just address your first point. Let me just address your first point.
You're not addressing the point.
I think this is the country on earth where you're able to achieve the maximum of your potential without your skin color standing in your way. This is a country where
that's not true.
I believe it is true. What are you unable to achieve, ma'am? Felicia, what can you?
Fargo, they literally all
what
of these
do you
other
wish to
banks
achieve?
just got sued for not giving home loans to African American people. That happened in 2024.
So let me just ask you, what do you
so-called lower of the property value?
So let me tell you, Felicia,
and its ramifications.
Donald Trump is running
for somebody was president.
Donald Trump is.
She just hit him with a few things that he can't answer to. These companies got sued for this. This was proven that they were not giving loans to African American people. There was studies done. This is not lies. These are real things.
Running to make America first a reality for all Americans. Let me ask you something very personal, because you made it personal to you. What do you want to achieve in this country that you believe you can't right now because somebody else is stopping you because of your race?
Well, right now, as my future career, I want to be a criminal defense attorney.
Okay.
However, as we can acknowledge, there's only 5% of black lawyers in the United States at this current moment.
What are my question to you is, what are you unable to achieve? Because I think you can achieve that. I believe in you. I believe in you to achieve that.
I'm just saying, why is that the case?
And the number, because I believe the number one factor.
Why is that the case?
I believe the number one factor that determines whether you succeed in this country is not your skin color. It is whether or not you actually put in the effort to do what you want.
Yeah, but if you're fighting against an institutionalized system that's going to hold you down, how exactly can you go against that?
I think that there is far greater discrimination in this country by employers against employees on the basis of their political beliefs than there is on the basis of their race.
They don't know your political beliefs unless you express them.
Well, that's...
Yeah, so he's really losing, but I want to bring it back to this because I couldn't think of the case off top, but I did go here and look it up, and this is the most recent study that showed housing discrimination against Black Americans. A 2024 study. Let me go to where I could see it bigger. All right. A 2024 study titled "Racial and Ethnic Disparities in Mortgage Lending" actually happened. That's an actual thing. This is not something that she's making up, and this is something that he's not addressing.
If somebody,
they don't know them. How are you being judged?
I would
on
tell
your
you,
political views?
I worked in New York City for 10 years.
Yeah.
If somebody wears that red hat, "Make America Great Again," and walks in, they're going to face more discrimination than somebody walks in with black skin. I think that's actually true.
No, they're not.
I think it's true.
No,
actually.
they're not. No, they're not.
That's making, like, come on, we're making "Make America Great Again" a victim versus the fact that, like, this is her skin color. She's not going to be able to take off her skin color. She said, if you can't get discriminated on based on your political affiliations, because people don't know your political affiliations unless you say it. It's very true. I had mad coworkers in the past. I have no idea what their political views are. Because in public, it used to be you don't talk about religion and politics. Now you just talk about whatever. It used to be you don't talk about religion or politics. Now people want to let you know I'm on this side. And this is a Donald Trump thing. This is something that started in 2016. Yeah, I don't know many people's political affiliations. Well, I didn't know until people started to post and speak about their affiliation and their allegiance to Donald Trump. On the other hand, you can't ignore the fact that somebody's black or brown or a different race. So he's getting killed in this right now, but I understand his allegiance, so I understand why he's fighting for what he's fighting for.
It wasn't always true. I mean, there's points in our history where the reverse was true, absolutely, but not right now.
Trump. I don't see you wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, but what I'm saying is,
this should not get such an applause. I respect her for being in the middle of the line.
That's great, you did a costume change, but what I'm saying is, prior to that, you did not have that on. Prior to that, you didn't have that on. So me perceiving you, I'm perceiving you as a man. I'm not perceiving you as a MAGA supporter, Trump supporter, XYZ. I don't perceive you as that until you tell me that is. So how can you say that somebody's being judged on their political views unless you make their political views known?
I can tell you why.
That doesn't make any sense.
I can tell you why. So I'll tell you a story of a woman. I'll tell you a story that you may not be aware of. All right. So there's a company where a woman, she was wearing a red sweater and held Veterans Day at every Friday to acknowledge veterans in her workplace. Mm-hmm. It was a little affinity group they created. That's what they called it. Now, there was an employee who said that he considered that to be a microaggression. The employer made her stop doing that. She said, okay, I'm just going to bring my red sweater and put it on Fridays on the back of my chair. The employer still stopped her from being able to do that, too.
Who cares?
That's political discrimination based on this an anti-racist environment we've created in America. So the irony is, in
But
the
did
name
she
of
lose
fighting
her job?
racism, we've actually created
Was
political.
not-
She
but
lost her
was
job.
hired-
She would
hired
lose her
before
job
that,
unless she
though.
stops wearing
And
a
she
red
was
sweater.
hired
I think it's
before
wrong
that,
in
though.
America.
She was hired before that, though. So that means on the basis of they did not know what political
She was about to be
affiliation she
fired.
had.
She was about to be
But they
fired
didn't
for
know.
standing for
Your
veterans.
whole argument
She's
was
bodying
that
him
you
right
are
There's
being,
viewpoint discrimination in
you
America
are
today.
There is. But my thing is, you are saying that you got discriminated against because, or this woman in this case got discriminated against because of her political views. No one knew her political views until she came in wearing red. You are making an
And she should
assumption
have, and
that
I think she
because
should
of
be able
her
to do
political
that.
views,
And I think she
that
should
they
be able to do that.
automatically
What is
fired
the
her or whatever.
response
They
to
hired
her?
her because of her work ethic,
So,
because of her
let me
ability.
just share
I
something with
guess.
you.
I don't know who this woman is, but
And
that doesn't
are
make
you
any
a
sense.
senior?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. And what are you doing for work next? You're going to do a criminal defense attorney? You're going to law school?
yeah, right
Okay.
now I'm interning.
So let me just share something with you, not as a matter of politics, but it's a matter of somebody who, I'm 39. I've had success in this country. My parents came from nothing. I've lived the full American dream, and I'm really grateful for that. And this is where I'm coming from when I say this. I say this to you just as a fellow citizen who wants to see you succeed and achieve your dreams. The more you view yourself as a victim, the more likely you are to be one.
All right, that's the talking point. That's the talking point that we get, right? But how is that true? Like, we're expressing our reality, and you're telling us that the things that we're experiencing are not happening. That's crazy. Like, for instance, the person that just ran for president against Donald Trump, she was more qualified than Donald Trump. I don't think that's even up for debate. But Donald Trump got hired and got elected because there's people that view her as not qualified. The only qualification that would make him above her is that he's been president before, but everything else is like, she's more qualified than, you know what? Let's just keep going, bro. This is too much.
The more you view yourself as empowered, the more likely you are to be empowered. I want you to be empowered. I don't want you to see a world in which there's some invisible lines of hierarchy based on race or gender and that you're being discriminated against. Because the more you see the world that way, the more likely you are not to achieve your dreams. Versus if you look at the world and see the world that I see, and this is what America offers, to say that you have your own God-given talents, how are you going to be able to achieve the maximum of your potential? I promise you, nobody is going to stop you in modern America because of your skin color.
That's exactly what's happening now. Everyone believes that people are DEI hires if they are not white men. This is actually happening right now. So yeah, people are going to stop you. People are going to stop you because of your gender, because of your religion, because of your ethnicity, because of your skin color. All of this stuff is actually happening right now. And this video is from 2 months ago.
It's just not going to happen.
They
so,
do, but okay.
Give me one. I would love to hear one example where you wanted to, where you tried to get a job and you couldn't get it because of your skin color. I'm sure that's true of people who lived in the 1950s. I'm sure it's true of people who lived in the 1850s.
Now,
I'm also sure that doesn't exist today.
What you're telling me is that they're saying that I can't get a job based on my skin color. They're not going to outright say that because of different laws and policies in place, which is why the systemic racism is part of the conversation.
So look, I think that here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the 1960s,
first off, let's acknowledge that she just told somebody to watch their mouth. I'm gonna run it back.
Here's the
part of the conversation.
Look at her.
So look, I think that here's the thing. Here's the thing. In the 1960s, Martin Luther King said we want to live in a country where we're judged not on our color of our skin, but on the content of our character and our contributions.
Yeah.
We are 60 years later in a promised land far greater than he could have ever imagined. We've elected a black president of the United States. We've had a black attorney general. We've had black success at every level in this country.
So
I agree with some of that. Like, I agree there's people that have done great things. We had a black president. But that does not mean that there's not systemic problems in our country. You have to acknowledge it, especially when she just brought up a 2024 study that detailed discrimination. It might not be getting a job. It might just mean, yo, you can't buy this house in this neighborhood. These things are happening. Like he's just, you know what? We're gonna end here because we gotta end it here because he's not telling the truth. And basically, I see that his political career is spiraling downward because of the visa situation and what he's been tweeting and his relationship or lack of relationship with Elon Musk. I see that he wasn't invited onto stage to represent Doge. I see he's not part of Doge anymore. Now he's gonna run for governor of Ohio, which he more than likely won't win because he doesn't have support because Elon and Trump don't rock with him anymore. There's a whole bunch of things happening that are not in his favor right now. So, hopefully this young man just falls back and he's already a millionaire. He'll be fine. But the problem is that we're trying to make our community better and make it so that we could have a fair shot, and we don't want resistance. So we need people to understand that reality and not tell us that it's not happening because they have not lived our experiences. So shout out to this sister, Felicia. Shout out to Vivek. Uh, I hope both of you prosper. And when I say I hope both of you prosper, I hope that you only prosper in things that benefit other people and they're not self serving and they have good intentions. Anything other than that, I hope you fail. Board of Education, like, share, subscribe. We out.